If you're growing your business but you're struggling to secure funding, don't worry, you are not alone. Most businesses actually fail to secure funding. And I believe it's not just because they're getting turned down at the nearest resource, right, which is their bank. It's also because they don't know where to go next. That was the biggest issue for me when I was looking for funding. I just kept hitting a wall, a wall, or a scam, a scam, a scam. And that was frustrating. So this channel is committed to providing you with the real resources. So watch this video all the way to the end so you can get all the deep details about how you're going to get your business funded in 2025. But here's the good news, guys. There are so many creative ways that you can get funded outside of a traditional bank. That's what we're talking about today. So make sure you hit that like button, you hit that subscribe button, and watch to the very end. Here's a reality. Running a business takes money. You need startup capital, you need money for marketing, you need it for inventory, you need it for your website, you need it for your CRM, which is automation, which you don't have to do right away, but it is helpful. You need it to get equipment, you need it for startup capital. You need money to start your business. And it's one of the hardest things to get as people are building their business. Let me tell you, traditional business lenders, while they do want to lend to you, it's not that they don't. They have just continued to get stricter and stricter, guys. And it's not their fault. That's just market conditions. And with everything else that's happening in the industry, that's exactly why it's important that you access platforms like the Domino Effect and financial platforms like DFX that are able to provide you with access to an exclusive network of over 80 lenders that are guaranteed to be able to match you with the right funder. Now let's get to the good stuff, and some of the ways that you can fund your business might actually surprise you. Personal loans. Now, personal loans, if you don't know how to use them, can have a bad rap. If your business is just getting started and you don't qualify for a business loan, you don't have cash flow, you don't have collateral, you can use your personal credit to get a personal loan. And there are some actual really good resources out there that actually won't report on your personal credit. That is, unless, of course, you default. But you could access things like 0% interest financing, even some lenders where you don't have to use documentation, you don't have to provide lots of extensive documentation. It's a very simple application process. So how do you get started? You need a 680 and above credit score, and you also want to have a good credit profile. Okay, so minimal inquiries. I'm talking minimal inquiries, right? So if you just went out car shopping, we had a client that had like over 700 credit score, but had like 28 inquiries because they had just gone car shopping. That's a decline. So look at your credit report before you go in and apply. That way you're not getting, and also do your research on the lender that you're applying with, because you want to make sure you're not getting hit with hard inquiries. If you go in and you apply with some traditional lenders, they do a hard inquiry when they pull your credit. So make sure that you are aware of that. But the great thing about these loans is you can access up to $150,000, sometimes more, of 0% interest financing. And you can get that within a week, maybe even less. And if you don't have that score, if you have a co-signer or somebody that's a partner that has that and qualifies, then they can go ahead and help you with getting that loan. Business credit cards are a lifesaver, but you want to make sure that you're monitoring them closely, because you don't want to get ones that have really high interest rates. So stay away from ones that are also going to be reporting to your personal and your business credit. Things like Capital One, Spark, they report to both. So make sure that you're keeping an eye out and you're doing your research. But business credit cards can be an essential tool, and some of them you can get for 0% interest for 6 to 18 months, depending on your credit. Traditional bank loans. The first time I meet with a client, I always ask, have you been to the bank? And you might say, well, why are you asking that? And it's because if you can go to the bank, well, you should, because they can give you really great interest rates and a better offer typically if you can qualify. However, most people that go to the bank can't qualify. Over 80% of businesses that go to the bank can't qualify. And most underrepresented businesses also have difficulty, even though they're the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. Yang yang. So female entrepreneurs, minority entrepreneurs, veteran entrepreneurs, female veteran entrepreneurs, these are the fastest growing group of businesses, yet the most underfunded. So these are the businesses that need access to this information the most. So make sure you're sending them this video. Tag a friend so they get this information as well. If you can qualify for a bank loan, then you should definitely take it. But most banks are looking for 2 years time in business. They want to see you're profitable. They want to dig through your finances. So they want to deep dive into your tax returns. We're talking 2 to 3 years of tax returns, your profit and loss. They want to see projections. They want to see everything, okay? business plan, and all of that, which all of these things are great to have, but you might not have it right when you're starting your business. So make a list of all of the things that you should be having as you continue to build. Now, this one's interesting, and I know a lot of businesses that have been successful using this. Crowdfunding can be a really cool tool to start getting traction, okay? Other businesses like Puff Cuff and Dapper Boy got started using crowdfunding techniques, and so can you. You could go onto platforms like Kickstarter and you can start a campaign. Now, if you want to make sure you're going to be putting some work into this, okay, guys? You're not just going to throw up, a random website. They want you to put everything in there, right? You're going to be marketing this, you're going to be asking for people to contribute, and you could also give away like other types of incentives, right? So if you have a product, you could be giving away samples. If you have a service, maybe they could be an affiliate, whatever, or maybe you have a community business, an impactful business, and people just want to be a part of that. No matter how you look at it, these are all creative ways that you can fund your business. And if you're a woman or a veteran entrepreneur, or if you're a woman of color, there are so many resources out there for you. There are SBA Express programs that love working with women and veteran-owned programs. A lot of people say, well, you know what, I've been there, I can't get funded. Well, guess what? It's something that has to do with your application or the way that something is not set up right, or maybe the financials are off. So let's step back, let's take a deep dive. So make sure you schedule your one-on-one, and the link below you can schedule at plan.dominoeffectsgroup.com and get your current blueprint of where you're currently standing. Because if you don't know where you're at, then you won't know how to fix it. Then the only thing you're going to be doing is running into the same situation over and over again. And what was that saying? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Honey, I don't want to keep doing that over and over again. Do you? So think about all of these different ways that you can fund your growth. Now, this one's a game changer. If you have inventory, you can look into things like inventory financing. If you have equipment, then equipment financing is something you can look at. So instead of getting a one large lump sum, you could lump sum loan for working capital. You can get an equipment loan that might even offer you a better interest rate. A lot of equipment loans come with a single-digit interest rate. So go ahead and look into options that might be a better fit for you. If you're very inventory heavy, and if you go through seasonal changes, then you're absolutely looking for resources of how you can keep your inventory replenished so you're not falling behind. So a line of credit would be really great. If you have receivables, make sure you're tracking these, guys. You need to be tracking with a AR report, an AP report, what you owe as well, and keeping a summary. All right, because that is what their lenders are going to want to see. They want to see your bank statements. They want to see those documents. If you don't know how to put them together, then reach out and find an accountant, a CPA, someone that can help you put these documents together. But you can get started with resources like QuickBooks. They're really great resources for like $15 a month, and they'll help you with getting your numbers in line. The next option is venture capital, and you're going to have some time getting to this one because you're going to have to build up to this. So venture capital, you're looking for investors into your business. You need to have a pitch deck together, a business plan together. You need to have your shit together, okay? They're not just going to come over and hand you $100 million check, okay? So, but venture capital, what do you think about when you think venture capital? You probably think Shark Tank, right? Shark Tank is, or you might even think Fearless Fund. Fearless Fund has been in the news quite often, actually. So if you're comfortable with your business being a scalable model, this is something that you can take on a mass scale, maybe even global. One day you could even exit this company for $1 billion or so. Then venture capital might be the way to go. So you're going to want to get with resources that are aligned with where you're headed, right? And you don't want to just be giving up your company, right? As a lot of other companies that we've done research on, where the owner got kicked out, is where they had started to give away too much of their ownership. So as you continue to build, make sure you're getting with mentors, getting to access to programs. In Sacramento, we have programs like Fourth Wave that's helped women in tech with building and raising over $150 million, y'all. I was actually one of their cohorts, so shout out to Fourth Wave. It's an excellent program for women, and I just really love the program. So what's the best funding option, Dominique? Well, you know what? It depends on your business. It depends on your business. It depends on where you're at. It depends on where you started or where you're headed. It depends on your situation. Is this an opportunity that we're looking at, or are you in a situation, right? So how can we look at this and see how we can not just get you the funding, but get you to a point where you can understand how you can get to the next level, because that is how we are going to take advantage of all the opportunities that are coming our way in 2025. Use DFX to get matched with lenders that are going to be specific to what you need to do to get to the next scale. If you need equipment, then you shouldn't be getting an MCA loan. All right, that's a short-term loan, and too many of those, you can get caught into a debt spiral. And we've worked with many businesses and helped many get out. We work with an excellent company that can help companies that are crunching and suffering from MCA debt spirals, okay? Those short-term predatory loans. Look, the number one reason for business failing is a lack of funding, but I also think a major contributor to that is lack of financial literacy. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you found value to this, because that's exactly what we're doing here. We discuss business, entrepreneurship, insurance, and financial literacy. Don't let, if your first time you go to ask for funding, and they say no, don't let that stop you. Keep going. Figure out why. Get some leverage. Get back in the game and get moving. All right, you guys, that's it for today. I'll see you next time.